All set. The meeting is yours.
Okay, I'd like to call to order the September 9th, 2020 board meeting of the Lyon Township Downtown Development Authority. I'm trying to read along here. Troy, could you please read the mission statement? Oh, I'll do the Pledge of Allegiance first. I'm sorry. If you could all stand and face the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic
for which it stands, one
nation, under God, indivisible,
with liberty and justice for all.
Oh. Now, Troy, could you recite the mission statement, please?
Sure. The mission of the Lyon Township DDA is to assist public and private development efforts to stimulate residential, commercial, and industrial growth and create a vibrant community where people live, work, and play.
Nice.
I appreciate that. Now it's time for a roll call.
John Dolan.
Here.
Robert.
Here.
Tim.
Yes, I'm here.
Troy.
Here.
Mark.
Here.
And Jason and Adorno are not here at the present. Well, Jason isn't coming. Adorno wasn't here at the present time.
So I'd like to get approval of the consent agenda. Has everybody had a chance to look at that?
Yes.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda for August 2020 of $1,670.64.
So moved.
Need a roll call on that?
We do.
Yep.
John.
Yes.
Robert.
Yes.
Tim.
Yes.
Troy.
Yes.
Mark.
Yes.
Hey, here I am.
Hey, we see you.
Hey, look what happened. I turned white. Here.
Look at that beard.
The one okay, so the consent agenda has been approved. Okay, are there any announcements or communications?
Actually,
I believe there are.
I think we have to go back, Robert, and do approval of the agenda, and I do have an agenda change.
Okay, I'm sorry. Yep.
So I need to ask for item 10B to be removed under new business, and that is the election of the officers. And I had a conversation with Michelle today, and we feel that it's best to have a full complement of our board, including the new board members, when we meet in order to elect our officers. So her recommendation was to not hold an election at this meeting, but to hold it at our next meeting.
So you're asking me if we can make the agenda shorter, right?
Basically, yes.
I would make a motion to approve the agenda as amended.
John Dolan. Are the new board members present tonight, or are we? No.
Item 7.
Okay, so but they're aware, right?
They are. Well, I'll give you an update.
Okay. Yep.
So Mark, you made the motion. We need a second.
I seconded it. John.
Oh, John. Okay.
Got it.
And can you do a roll call?
I sure can. Tim Minor.
Yes.
Robert.
Yes.
John Dolan.
Yes.
Mark.
Yes.
Troy.
Yes.
Okay, so moving on, we have the, well, are there any additional announcements or communications?
So yes, I would like to announce that at the Township Board meeting last night, John Dolan did make a request to the Township Board to approve his appointees to the DDA Board. They are Dr. Paula Ruffin with the New Hudson Chiropractic Practice, and also Carissa Canfield, who is the franchise owner for the Big B Coffee in New Hudson. And unfortunately, both of them could not attend tonight's meeting because we did this pretty quickly. But we did swear in this morning, Dr. Ruffin with Michelle. So she has been sworn in as a board member, and will be swearing in Carissa hopefully by the end of this week. And so they will definitely be in attendance at our next meeting. I don't know, John, did you have anything else you wanted to add on that?
No, I just think that they'll be very great additions to the DDA board. I'm kind of excited that we got them. And I'm really excited that they're willing to serve. So it'll be a great thing.
That's great. Just out of curiosity, does Carissa have any family relationship to John or Mary Canfield?
Yeah, we've asked her that before. It's on it's her husband's side, and they said if there's any relation, it's a pretty distant cut.
Okay.
I think he's from the Hull area. So,
Okay.
But when we did their ribbon cutting event, John Bell made sure to use the Canfield farm as the historic photograph that was issued to them, and it's on display in their place of business. So it's kind of nice because you can stand at the front door of their business and look out on what used to be the Canfield farm.
Nice. Okay. Now I'll make a call to the public for a discussion of non-agenda items.
All members of the public are on the line right now.
Okay, thank you. So moving on to item 9, unfinished business. We have confirmation of the DDA information meeting dates and times.
Right. So if everyone recalls, earlier in the year, we had an initial discussion about our dates for the information meetings that are required by PA 57, Public Act 57 of 2018. And initially, we were going to do our first one in March. So, of course, COVID has taken over that whole scenario. And so I'd like to propose 2 dates, and I've chosen them in November with the hope that maybe we'll be meeting in person at that time. If we're not, if emergency orders are extended and we're able to do online meetings, we can still do that and just make sure that we communicate it to the public. But right now, what I'd like to recommend to the board is that we hold our 2 information meetings, one on November 18th at 8 a.m. So, and the reason I'm choosing the earlier time too is I think we'll get more of our business owners in attendance if they can come early in the morning. We find that that works really well, especially with the chamber ribbon cutting events that we do. We tend to get more attendance from folks who can stop by early in the morning before their day starts. And then the second date would be the following day, November 19th at 6:30 p.m. And that way we can get the folks who are coming in after work and citizens who might be at work and wanting to stop by in the evening. So I'm asking the DDA board, if you agree with these dates and times, then I will go ahead and put this on our calendar and be sure to advertise them as the dates near.
Do you have any dates that you think about, that you're thinking about, Tina? I mean, do you have any you prefer?
Well, we have to do 2. We're required to do 2 informational meetings in a year. And last year we did one in May and the other one in October.
I mean, is that
Because
good?
of COVID, we kind of have pushed this off until now. So we do need to do we need to do 2 meetings between now and the end of the year. And it's
That's
really
what I'm
hard to
saying.
do these
Do you
meetings.
have a time for you? Because you're going to be kind of the person that's going to run everything.
Oh yeah, well that's why I'm recommending November 18th at 8 a.m. for the
I like
first
it.
meeting, and then November 19th at 6:30 p.m. for the second meeting. That way we're meeting both of our requirements in the month of November. And that's fine. They don't, the law doesn't state, I think the city last year did theirs back to back on the same day. But at least we're doing them the same week, but we're doing them at different times in order to accommodate the public.
Well, do you need a motion for that, or is that good? You're going to set it up?
I don't think I need a motion. I just wanted to get all of your feedback on that moving forward. It's always nice when we can have board members in attendance. So as we get closer to that date, it would be nice to, it's hard to get a full complement of everyone, obviously, but if we could get some board members to be present for the November 18th meeting in the morning, and then the other folks present on the 19th, that would, I think, be a good opportunity, because then we can introduce you to the public and just make that connection.
What day is the 18th, Tina?
The 18th is a Wednesday and the 19th is a Thursday.
Okay. Thank you.
So unless anyone has any issues with those dates, we can just go ahead and move forward with them.
I'm good with that.
Me too.
I'm okay with it.
Me too.
Okay, great.
Okay. Now we have some DDA bylaws to go over, apparently.
Well, we're going to start the process. Let me pull this up. Here we go. So we've been talking about the bylaw, updating the bylaws for some time. And what I started to do is I took a look at our bylaws and at the Public Act 57 that has many new requirements for us in regards to how we conduct business, especially from the financial standpoint, as well as the website and keeping records and information along those lines. So I went ahead and in addition, looked at other DDAs to see what they were including in their bylaws and seeing if there was any opportunity for us to do some additions. So I'm going to just, I'm not expecting everyone to read through this because ideally it would be our executive board, a chair, the vice chair, and the secretary who would meet and take a look at this and then make a recommendation to the board when it comes time to suggest any updates or changes. We would certainly have to run this by our attorney as well to make sure that they have some eyes on it before we introduce it. And we also would need to adopt any changes of the bylaws by a resolution of the board. So this is going to take, I think, a couple more months as we work through these details. But I think it's a great opportunity for us to start the new year, making sure that we've updated the bylaws and that we're following the direction of PA 57. So you can see here, I've got it in draft mode. I'm tracking all of the changes. Initially, there wasn't a whole lot of changes to what we had, but then you start to see a lot more red showing up. There's an entire section just on the website requirements that are listed, but I'm addressing meetings, how we conduct our meetings, access to information and data, notification of meetings, agendas, order, how we establish a quorum. Something in our bylaws that wasn't there before is we didn't have a lot of information on our committees. We mentioned that we have a committee and how we go about establishing that committee, but there wasn't a lot of details on how people join the committee. I know that before we had a rule that if you were a committee chair, you needed to be a board member. That's something that I'd like for us to talk about as well. Amending the bylaws, the process that we go about doing that, the checks and balances, the budget. Now we're required to provide a lot more detail on our financials and our reporting. So you can see that there's a lot of additions that I put here in the section, as well as the fiscal year. And then I added another article, which is miscellaneous, which talks about a couple of different things we should consider, things like the corporate seal, books and records, mentioning our office, where is our office, where do we want it to take place? And then you can see here all of the items that are required regarding the website. So again, this is just a draft. I have provided copies of this just for all of you to take a look over. I think having that organization committee, starting this process and then having the attorney review it is going to be where we're at. And then we'll come back and introduce another draft of those changes and present that to the board. And then eventually we'll be able to narrow it down to a final draft that we can then present to the board for your review and consideration. Are there any questions on this?
I think that's the way to go, Tina. I think if you get this put together and bring it back and let everybody take a look at it, I think that's the way to go. I appreciate the hard work you do on it too.
Thank you. Yeah, initially we were just looking at other communities' bylaws, but I think it's important to come back to the new public act that's regulating DDAs and just make sure that we've got all of our ducks in a row there as well.
Well, I think they're going to watch you to be compliant. So
Exactly.
you know, that's really important. And they're starting to get sticky with DDAs. So it's a good move forward.
Exactly.
Definitely. Yeah.
Okay. Any questions on that?
No.
How long do you think it'll be before you think 1 more month and you'll have them together? Or is it?
Yeah, I do. I
Okay.
do. I think we'll be able to narrow this down. I think working with Beth, with Carol's office too, will be very helpful.
So maybe what you do is you get the first one together and then give them, you know, could you give everyone like a month? I mean, instead of pushing it through like halfway through the month, just give a full month. And so maybe 2 months from now, we can talk about it pretty heavy.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I was thinking. I thought
Okay.
this would definitely be, we'll touch base on it in October and November, but I think by the December meeting, we should be able to look at adopting the new bylaws.
Great. Thanks.
Can we get an advanced copy or at least a link to an advanced copy while we're evaluating that?
Well, yeah, absolutely. Mhm.
Yep. Okay, is that it for the DDA bylaws?
That is.
Okay, thank you. And the next item is downtown SAD for the sewer connection.
Sure. And it's nice that Patty's on board with us tonight too, because this is in follow up to the meeting that both Leslie and Patty held on August 19th. And it was with the property owners in the core and the edge districts of the downtown. It was an informational meeting about the potential to establish a special assessment district in regards to connecting to the sewer. But Patty, you're online right now. Did
I
you?
am.
Why don't you share a little bit about how that meeting went? We had a really good turnout, I thought.
We did. So we've had a lot of the downtown, downtown businesses that have contacted Tina, myself, and John, and they are asking for help they want to connect to the sewer. But they're small businesses, and sewer REUs are expensive. So we spoke to John, Tina, Leslie, and we thought we have to bring it to the township board, but maybe we could take money out of this. The sewer enterprise fund is healthy, what I would say, overly, but they do have some money. And if they could help businesses that would pay it back over time with interest, why wouldn't we help those businesses? That helps to flourish the downtown area, and they need help. So I always feel that that's what our job is. We're supposed to help. So we set up a meeting. We went to the board. We asked them, could we investigate? And the board was favorable in that. And hopefully, depending on the dollar amount, we could either loan and or bond. And, we always said, no, we're not ever going to bond again, because it was very heartbreaking over the downturn. But these are businesses with properties. And when you bond with that, you could take their property, which you don't want to do, but they at least have something there. So the board gave us permission to hold a public meeting so that we can investigate who would be interested. It's only REUs. It's only the fee of the REUs. The the actual piping is there. So we had a great turnout, didn't we, Tina?
Mhm, we
And
did.
people are very interested. And again, it's up to the board. It's not up to us, but it's up to the board if we would loan them money, their sewer connections over a period of time, maybe 10 or 15 years. And so Leslie's been very busy gathering that kind of information, seeing what people need for REUs, what the price would be. And because their septics are failing. And if, you know, in our everyday office, we understand, and maybe Mark would know this too, being in real estate, the health department is not being kind to businesses. They want everybody to be on sewers. They don't want to do septic fields. And so anyways, we held up meeting and we decided that we would, people would respond to us. We sent out letters. We had a great turnout. So we're hoping to see what that happens. And that's, hopefully that will flourish the businesses. That's what we're supposed to do. So
I
I
think,
hope it happens.
Patty, didn't we give them, it was the folks that were
Yeah,
there.
September. They
Yeah.
wanted only 30 days. They were like, you know, they were really, you know, they wanted to move it. Their business depends on it. It's, you know, if you are already established, but if you have a bad septic field, you know, you can't grow. There's a lot of things you can't do. So, you know, I know the New Hudson Inn needs it desperately. I know the winery wants it. Maybe the barber shop wants it.
Oh,
I mean,
absolutely.
we've had a lot of interest. And, you know, you guys are, this is all, this, you know, when it's my turn to talk about taxes, I'll talk about all this, but this can be a game changer for people. You can't just go to the bank and say, I want to borrow money for REUs. It's like it's almost a non, you know, you can't touch an REU. It's like basically a utility, and banks don't like to loan money for that. So if we can loan them money over time and at a reasonable interest rate, which I can't even make right now that everything's in the downturn, you know, maybe we can help and save these businesses. And I really believe that that's what we should do.
And Patty, doesn't it work too that we need at least two property owners to establish this?
Two property owners, and we can make different districts. You know, that was a big concern. So we're getting a little feedback from our attorney, but I personally don't agree with it. But if she wants them to be connected, but it's just REUs. It's not like running pipe. And so anyways, we have to talk to her more about that. But we could have multiple districts. If they have to be connected, okay, if it's 2 here, it's 2 here, and it's 2 here. You could have District 1, District 2, District 3, District 4. That's what we can have that. She said we could.
And the SAD runs with the property.
Oh, 100%. It does. It's a lien on your property.
And
So
I think in the past, the word SAD scared everyone because it kind of got us in trouble in the day.
right.
Because it was the pipe we were running, and it was usually on vacant property. So the SAD became super expensive and overdid the property value. What we're talking about here is we have existing buildings that we're only talking about a connection fee to help them, which is, you know, getting the lead from the structure to their facility, which is much different. And the property has value because it already has a building on it. So I think it's kind of a no-brainer if we can do this, and it's just a really good thing. Like Patty said, it's a great thing to get everybody online.
We learned through multiple special assessments, and I swear we are the kings of special assessments in line, but we learned a very valuable lesson. You really don't want to put special assessments on vacant property. But what happened is the property values were, you know, this, and then downturn came and the property values went so below because they were vacant. And the special assessment became more costly than the property value. And that's what hurt us. And now we realize that, and we're very cautious, but if you're not putting construction costs, you're not putting, hopefully if it's if each little district is on their own, it won't be so expensive that we can just loan it out of the sewer enterprise fund. We don't have bonding, advertising. It's expensive to involve those attorneys. If we can do it with a resolution to just loan the money, we'll roll it on your taxes for X amount of years with a little fee of interest, it works for everybody. And that's what we should be doing. If it's not exorbitant, say everybody wanted to do it and it was so much money, the sewer enterprise couldn't afford it. But if it's a little here, a little there, and people start paying, it would be a win-win for everyone, I think.
I think we have some success stories too.
We do.
The early adopters, the folks like who want to sign up right away and connect right away. Once they do that, then we can come back and touch base with the other property owners and say, these are some really good examples of how it worked favorably for everyone involved.
I agree.
The majority of the money, I mean, the fee to get the lead from the actual main to the building is one thing, but then the REU is the capacity of the plant. So that's where we get kind of our hands tied because we have a partnership with the capacity of the plant. So it jacks the REU up. No, we did fight that pretty good. And we got a pretty good discount.
Yes, we did.
And now's a perfect time to actually get our downtown connected. So this is a great thing for everyone.
I agree.
So these property owners, they would pay to have the line connected from Grand River to their building. And
It would
we
be all
loan them-
included. It'd be all included, Mark.
All be included?
100%. We
Okay.
do the connection. So it would be the connection, the REU fee, and John, any other little, whatever it takes to get it there and connected would be it.
And you know, some,
Like the
I
grinder
am not
pump.
sure, but some of these downtown buildings may need grinder pumps. Now, I'm not sure about that.
I think
Oh,
they do.
yeah.
I think
they need
because it's a
grinders.
forced, I think because it's a forced main that
Yeah,
Leslie.
that's where it
said.
gets a little more expensive. So
Yeah.
Well, it's a forced system. We already talked about this years ago. It's about 6 pounds of pressure
yeah,
through the
it's just
grinder.
to that grinder.
And the
Yeah.
grinder, they even brought in an example of a grinder years ago. And it was actually pretty interesting. I don't know if you were on the board then, John, or not. I know
Yeah.
Mark wasn't, and Tina wasn't here at the time, I don't think.
Yeah. Well, it's a good thing. And if it is a little bit of money and you get 10 years to pay for it on a roll into your taxes with no
Or
money out of pocket, how can you beat that? I mean, really?
Yeah.
I'm all for it.
Well, the other thing too, is that if this is a lien on the property,
It
and
is.
if somebody was to sell it, most likely the buyer would require the seller to pay it off in full at closing. So
Exactly.
it could be a 10-year payoff that may only go 3 years. If you know
Yep.
what I mean? Or
You're
before
right.
it's paid in full. So
I thought the buyer assumed the debt. They don't?
No, Mark is 100% correct. It depends on who's loaning you the money. We have some banks that will allow it to roll to the next property owner, and we have some banks that will not allow that, and the debt has to be settled. So it all
Tim, I would
depends
say
on your
most,
bank.
most
The lender.
buyers would require the seller to pay that off.
Yep. I agree with
They
that.
get a mortgage.
We have several subdivisions that are not doing that though.
Hmm.
If you have your own mortgage company or you're in a partnership with that, we have several subdivisions that they are extending it from the developer to the property. And this isn't commercial, but it's still residential and it's happening. But before that, you had to pay it off. Mark's 100% right. So I don't know commercial because we haven't really loaned money to commercial. So this is a new adventure, but it's up to them. If they're selling it, it's up to whoever they're borrowing the money from. We're selling it too.
Right.
No, we have a lien. We have the ability to lien the property.
Yeah.
So
And that sewer connection is going to make their whole property worth more money anyway. So,
Yep. Yep.
you know,
These properties that are developed or going to be developed without sewer, you've got to have room for a septic field, and the county will also require them to have a backup field,
right.
not in use. So just wastes land.
Right.
This is great.
You can also add additions to your buildings once you have
Yep.
sewer and water. I mean, it really opens up a lot of avenues.
I mean, how would that increase the property values, Mark? Would it increase it considerably if you had sewer or?
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Again, look at it from a development standpoint. A lot of these properties are smaller. You have regulations with, side yard, front yard, rear yard setbacks.
Right.
Plus, you've got to account for area for a septic field and a backup field. If there is no septic field, there is no backup field required, that allows a bigger building, which means more valuable.
It also allows for additional parking. So a lot of our parcels are
Yeah.
quite small and they have required parking for ordinance requirements. And so freeing up the land opens up that opportunity. Well, I definitely wanted to just say a huge thank you to the Township Board for recognizing the importance of this, and to John, and especially to you, Patty, for just spearheading this project so that we can hopefully bring this to a reality.
So next steps for DDA on this?
Well, we'll be waiting for Leslie's report. So we need to see who is in, who is out, and what the districts will be. And so once we see that, I'm not sure, it will come to the board, I think, but maybe to the DDA first. I'm not sure about that. That's a good question. But we'll include you, you include us as soon as we figure that out. And Leslie will be giving that report to the probably the John and I, Michelle and Tina. So we're anxious. We've gotten a lot of really great feedback. So I think it's really good for our businesses, and that's what we're supposed to do, help them.
Okay. So do we have a time expectation of the report? Not to push, but you know me.
We gave them 30 days from that day that they would tell us if they were interested in being in a district. And
Okay.
so after that, we haven't talked to Leslie about her time frame to determine that around.
I think we can at least at the October 15th meeting give you an update on where it stands.
That sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, moving on to new business. Patty, you're up again.
OMG, I'm so excited. You guys are loaded. Just gonna tell you, better start spending some of this money. So Tina had asked me, I'm sorry it wasn't in your packet, because when she said yesterday, don't forget, I go, oh my God, I've been like out of business for 2 weeks. But anyways, I want to tell you, so let me give you a little finance report. So in your savings account, you have $4,068,171.17 as of today. In your checking account, which we just transferred all the delinquent taxes, you have $783,043.71. So in essence, you have $4.8 million. This is your tax collection in 2019. I just want you to know what you brought in. So we collect taxes in 2019 that provides you your budget for 2020. So we collected for this year, which we're currently in, $2,104,437.84. That's what you're living on in this year. That was your tax collection that I collected for you. So your estimated new budget for 2021 is $2,260,279.35. So your increase from 2019 taxes to 2020, which you will use for 2021, is $155,841.51. And I can send this all to you because I did make a spreadsheet. So we went up about 7%. That's township wide, doesn't mean it was in the DDA, but you have a lot of things coming in the DDA that I want to explain to you about taxes. So taxes take 3 years. So they assess you, let's say in 2019. December 31st, they assess every property in the township. That assessment comes into play for your taxable value in 2020. However, we collect taxes in 2020 for your budget of 2021. So it's a 3-year process to get actually your tax dollars. So just kind of understand that. You are in a capture district. So the DDA was committed by Oakland County at $17 million back in 1999. You have collected in your tax revenue through 2019, because we're in 2020 right now. We settled 2019. You already collected $11 million. So you have a remaining collection of $6 million left through just the county portion, which is Oakland County and HCMA and the Park and Recreation. So 3 taxing entities. Does not include the township, the police departments, or the fire department. The library, you do not collect anymore. So that's, you went down a little bit with the library, but our increase in value of our township is been 7% or more in the last 5 years. So talking to our assessors, the assessors call Lyon Township the sweet spot. And John can attest to this. They said we are the most desirable community in almost all of Oakland County, as not in the whole state of Michigan. So your group, the DDA, you should be applauded, because you don't realize exactly how valuable you are. And you are. You have a wonderful pot of dollars. You know, you might really want to consider now, because, you know, they get grumpy about DDAs and having a big pot of money. And finally, you guys have succeeded and been thrifty and took care of your money and saved it. And now you might be at the point that you could really consider spending some of your money. If it's in the drainage district, is it improving the downtown, streetscape, finishing the last leg of the ring road. I mean, you got to remember, you still have $6 million owed to you from Oakland County. But after that, then the DDA will have to live on the township, fire department, and the 3 police departments, millages. So lots to think about, but you guys are in a really good shape. I mean, right now you have $5 million in your bank account. So that's a lot to think about. And you know what's coming is an additional $2.2 million in the next year. When we start collecting, I'll roll that in December, and we'll start collecting that through till the end of February. So lots of good things. You guys are very lucky, and we're very happy that, we have all you people to participate. I think you're getting 2 great new board members, and you should really have a good powwow about what you want to do going forward. You want to get to a point where you can spend your money, because you don't want anybody to say, why are you holding on to all this money? There's things, great projects that you can do. And as a group, you're all smart and great people, and you will figure out some really great things. But it might be time to start thinking about that, because you've done really well. And I'm proud of you guys, because you've been really thrifty, and you needed to do that, because you still have debt. But that is, I wish I would have brought that. I should have brought the debt. Maybe next time. I'll bring your debt, what's left on your debt. Mm-hmm. So you know where you actually stand. You paid for 2 beautiful ring roads and 2 roundabouts. And that our community loves that. So you have some money, you should really think about it. The budget's coming. Tina does a great job for you guys. And you should probably start spending some of it. I mean, maybe it might be time, but you might want to decide what's your most important goal, What do you want to spend? And I will send Tina your debt so you know where you stand on that. And you know, I'm always at your service. Anytime you need anything from me, I'm happy to do it. So.
Hey, Patty, do you have the assessed, can you let these guys know what the assessed value of the township is? I think they'd be kind of amazed.
Well, let me see. I'll have to look if I brought that.
Well, I know what it was last year. And I think it's
I
one
do.
7%.
I can't. I have to take a picture because I can't see. It's so little. My little
Last year, I think it was.
Oh, we're over $1 billion.
40 billion. It was 40 billion, wasn't it?
It's. No, let me see. Hang on. Let me get my little. I can take a picture of my valuation.
Which is truly amazing when you think about that kind of number in Lyon Township.
Mhm.
Oh, we've been the fastest growing community for over the last. Our taxable value before capture was 1 billion. This is.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, 40 billion.
No. 40
million.
Yeah. It's 1,377,875,550.
So we made it over $1 billion, and my deal is that we are higher assessed than a lot of the townships in Oakland. I mean, I think we're one of the highest value. I think there was only a few above us.
We are, yes. If you know, John and I and Michelle, we have the opportunity to meet with the county every year, our assessors. And $1 billion, you're correct, John. I'm sorry, I said million, but it's $1 billion. We're very lucky that our township, for some reason, survived a lot of things that we shouldn't have survived. I don't know how we did it, but we did it. Because again, Oakland County calls us the sweet spot. So if you look at where we live, where your businesses are, we are right at almost at crossroads of where you could get on, you know, you get off 96, you go up to 23, you could go to Lansing, you could go up to Ann Arbor. I mean, we're just in that really great spot, and we have freeway accessibility. You know, it's just, we really are in a good spot. So we still have some land, which is really good too. You know, our downtown might start perking now that watermark development passed. Oh my God, I'm so excited for them. I mean, that's a great apartment complex. Now, I'm not sure if that is still coming, whether it is or not. Mark might know that. I'm not sure. We haven't heard a thing about them, but
moving slow, but I think they'll be back either October or November.
Okay. But that will fill that development up, and then you got frontage. You know, we have the other leg of the ring road that can come in. I mean, if we could jazz that up, all that development, all that property can sell. I mean, you know, think about it. You go other places and they have that little cute ring road that zips around. All that can be developed. And then if we could always close off the two roundabouts, we have great visions for what that downtown can be. And, you know, I don't know. I talked to Jonah Markets today and I said, we need you. Come, please come. So wouldn't that be awesome? A nice market, a real market.
Yeah, I started that conversation with them.
I told him to call you.
Yep.
I talked to Vince today.
Well, and I also talked to the owners of the former Putters, and I'm trying to get those two parties together.
That would be fabulous. I mean,
for those of you who don't know, Jonah's also offers fresh food markets. They have a couple of them. They have one in Howell, they have one in Plymouth, and we kind of planted the seed with the Jonah family to start considering adding more opportunities here to our downtown. And then I just wanted to state too, Oakland County had to do an assessment of the investment in the DDA in the last 5 years. And this was because, if you recall, Teresita Grill had requested a resort license. And in order to get a resort license, you have to get an affidavit from your assessors, which would be Oakland County, to prove that you had at least a $200,000 investment in your downtown area. But because we have such a large DDA, when they did the assessment, the value came back at $250 million that has been invested in the last 5 years. So that was pretty impressive, and it's all been, like verified. So we're looking to get more and more of this hardcore data so that we can share that with our developers and let them know, what other people have been investing and what level. And with that too, just real quick, Zeiss has taken ownership of their building from the developer, and they are slowly moving folks in. They would love to do a huge ribbon cutting event at this time, but COVID is really just putting the kibosh on all of these big celebrations. But that was a pretty large project. That was around $44 million alone, just in that development of that facility. So,
I mean,
but
can
yeah.
you guys, can you guys realize what you're part of? I mean, we've had Zeiss, Exotic, what is it? I can't
SW North America.
I mean, all the people that have moved into our community, Magna, Walbridge is building a new
Business park.
yes. Well,
Amazon.
business park
Building.
and that big what I think they're building it for Amazon personally, but I could be wrong. But I mean, have Amazon, you people that sit right here are so important. It's amazing what you're part of. And you should tell that. I'm a part of the DDA for Lion. And people are actually recognizing us finally. And you're important to our township. So we appreciate it. And actually that's my report, but I promise you, I'm always at your service. If you need to know anything financially, I can help you. But John and I, Tina and Michelle are always here and available for any questions or anything we can help you with. We're here. So that's my report.
Thank you so much, Patty. That was an awesome report. It's nice to have everything be good news.
Yes, it is.
With some of that right now. And just like at home, when somebody tells me to spend more money, I'm on board. So
I have a grump. I said you couldn't build the ring road the last time. That was not so popular, but I couldn't.
Well,
the finance was not there, and I don't want you to fail. We don't want you to fail.
Is it worth paying bonds off early with the almost non-existent interest rates now and different things? So,
but I think we're doing well at that.
The money is so cheap.
I mean, you want money. So once you borrow money, it's borrowing money is always a better bet unless you're at some high interest rate. And borrowing is a good thing. So it is. It's smart. So rates are really low right now. So that's why I'm telling you now might be a good time to figure out either doing your drainage system or doing the last ring road where you need to bond for something. I mean, interest rates are really low right now. So
separate topic, but if we don't do drains, we don't do much of anything apparently. So
I might tend to agree with that. And you want to help your downtown. That's what it's for. That's what all this money that we've been collecting from you've been taking money from the fire department, you've been taking money from the library, not now, but you did. You've been taking money from the township, the police department, Oakland County Parks and Rec, and Huron Clinton Metro Authority. You've been taking money from all of those. So all those taxes have been not getting their full rates because they've been giving it to you. And you need to do something very wise with that money. I mean, think about it. So our budget's changed. The fire department's budget had to change. The police department, everybody, all the taxing people are allowing you to have this money to build that beautiful downtown. And that's what they're counting on. And that's your job. That's your charge. And that pot of money is here. And you got to think about it. You got to think about your projects. What's good? How much is it going to cost? You should be spending that money on that downtown because that's what everybody else has been sacrificing for. So I'm just giving you my opinion, but that is true. And you finally got a good pot of money. You got another good pot of money coming in. You got $2.2 million coming in the next year on top of it. So that's what I told you, $155,000 more increase than you got last year. So you finally have a good pot of money, and you got to think what's coming. So your taxable value is going to go up again. So we know for sure you're getting the new NLBs coming?
Yes.
Right, yeah.
And what else do we know that's coming along? Oh, I know it's silly stuff, but you got a new parking lot coming. You've got Watermark. How much is what? They're spending, I think, $35 million. If you have Zeiss coming, oh my God, you guys need to spend some money. So you need to, and it's good to show people that you're doing some, we got a lot of complaints in the past. People do not understand what a DDA is, because you guys do a lot of infrastructure, and they don't realize that infrastructure is extremely expensive, but they don't see it. They don't, okay, you build a road. Oh, isn't that the road commission? Isn't that the township? No, the DDA built that with those funds. And they don't, if I can talk to somebody, I can talk them out of being, I can explain DDA and increment financing and how you guys got here and why you got here. But the average person, they don't see anything. They just, and that's sad. And it's the same thing with Belle Isle. People don't understand how all the money they've put into Belle Isle. They have no clue. It was so deteriorated in their infrastructure. They have spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on infrastructure. They had to, which is sort of kind of what we have to, or you have to do. And so you got to weigh out what's good. Do you clean out some drains so you can start building your downtown? People would love that. That's what they want. They want to come and walk down. They want to walk from roundabout to roundabout where you could close them off and have a little festival, or have the South Lyon East Parade around our roundabout. You got to think about everyday families, and they don't understand the government stuff, that we have to do all the silly things that they don't realize, or they're not silly, but they probably would think they're silly, but they don't understand drainage and storm drains and, buying property or easements. They don't get any of that. So anyways.
That's lifting. Yep. And we appreciate your support on that. And we respect what you're doing. I'm so happy you respect everything the board's doing. That's good stuff.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, Patty.
You're welcome.
Yep, appreciate it. So 10B was taken off, right, Tina?
That's correct.
Okay. So there's no addition, so I'm going to move on to reports from, Tina Archer.
I'm pulling up my PowerPoint presentation right now. Get to it. Let me close this one down. There we go. Okay. Sorry, it's taking a second while I get it open.
So what are we PowerPoint demoing?
Oh, demoing?
Demonstration, sorry. Your presentation.
Yeah, let me pull this open. It's giving me a hard time. Let me see if I can. Oh, there it is. Can you still see that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great. All right. So, obviously a lot of my time over the last month and a half in particular has been the execution of our Show Your Love for Lyon campaign. So I just wanted to give you all just a brief update on that. And Troy's going to be sharing some other items for the promotion committee later, but obviously this is a big part of the promotion committee's focus. So again, just a reminder that the Show Your Love for Lyon campaign is a partnership with the City of South Lyon and the Chamber of Commerce. It's a comprehensive campaign that we've been working on that's addressing print advertising, social media, and creating a festive environment, all in an effort to try to get people more comfortable and encourage them to shop local and dine local and support our local businesses, especially during this COVID crisis. So some of the things that we've been doing.
Yeah, what I see on this, your Windows Explorer, but I'm not sure if
That's all I see.
Oh, that's funny. Then I'm going through my whole presentation. Let's see.
Yeah, that's all I've seen each time you showed it.
yeah.
Are you seeing anything right now?
I see the
I
word
see
Rob.
Troy.
Hey, no.
See Troy.
I see Tina.
I see the
Rob.
word Rob.
Hold on. Now, can you see it?
Yes.
Yes.
There we go.
Okay, sorry. Okay. Yay. Got it on board. All right. All right. So yeah, I was just talking about how it's a comprehensive campaign. And so as you know, we run a full page ad in the Line Today magazine. And so for this issue, which you can see here is a picture to the left of the cover photo for this next quarter. It has been published this week. I think it's going out in the mail in the next couple of days. It'll be distributed to 26,000 households. And what we did was we changed the content of our ad to reflect this campaign. And so it talks about Show Your Love for Lion, what it is that we are doing with the campaign, and then how can the citizens and folks in our community help? How can they help the small businesses? And then we've also highlighted information about how folks can order t-shirts and how they can get that information moving forward. I just wanted to also state outside of the campaign, there is a really nice article here that talks about the grants that were issued through Oakland County. And they did a nice interview from Oakland County representatives talking about Lyon Township. And both Patty and I worked on these grants. Really happy to have her input during that process. And so this is a nice article. But when you get a copy of this Lyon Today magazine, it's just filled with lots of information about Lyon Township, even though it is something that they include with the city. And just noting too that we have a lot of businesses that advertise in this publication too. So we're just trying to capitalize on this opportunity to use the advertising to promote this campaign. And then you can see here, this is the flyer that has been provided that tells people how to place their order. And then right here, you can see some of the logos, but one of the things that we made a change to is the businesses can contact Brighton's Big Frog and can share their logos free of charge. The logos then are added into their system, and as people place their t-shirt orders, they can choose what business they want to have the logo printed on the back of their shirt. There's no extra cost for the person ordering the shirt to get the logo printed, but it is just extra advertising, free advertising for the businesses. And someone can order a single shirt and have the same logo on that, or multiple shirts with multiple different logos. It really is up to them. So a good example here is our Leo's Coney Island. Sam, the owner, said that he's ordering shirts for all of his servers, and he's putting his logo on the back of the shirt. And then he's also ordering the face masks too for his servers. So it's just a great way of continuing the promotion of this campaign. I also spent pretty much the whole day at the farmer's market on Saturday. You can see this is Phil Whitebert. It's kind of hard to tell with his mask on. But myself and the members of our task force team with South Lyon, we set up a tent right here at the entrance, and we're promoting the campaign and getting people involved. You can see our feather flag over here too is on display, just getting people very familiar with this campaign. And then also we had campaign kits that we provided to our business owners. The kit included this slogan board, which is made out of corrugated board. So it's pretty sturdy and can be used over and over again. Asking our restaurants to get pictures taken with people sitting and enjoying their meals and sharing that on social media so that folks can see that they can eat out safely and responsibly because they can see other people doing that. And also with shopping and using service providers. Every business also got a poster that says, Show Your Love for Lyon, that they display in their window. And I'm happy to say that Tim has his on display. So we're very excited to have that up and going. And then I've been going around and taking pictures with the business owners holding their slogan and then sharing that. And what we do is when I take that picture and I share that picture, I do a link to that business's Facebook page. And then I share the link to hashtag Love for Lion. And it ties the whole campaign together. So folks looking at that picture would say, oh, well, what's this Jonah's Cafe? And they can click on Jonah's link to their Facebook page. And then that just helps to promote the businesses as we go along. On our township website, clicking on downtown, going to show your love for Lion. We now have information on how the public can participate, how businesses can, how they place their order for t-shirts. We have a gallery of the photographs that are being taken. And then we're also providing information on surveys. And the task force is actually issuing another survey in the next week of the business owners to get an assessment of where they are. What are their new priorities now that they've been open for a while? What are some of the challenges that they're still facing? Are they able to get PPE material, or are they having a hard time securing that? And speaking of PPE, I do still have some kits left over from Oakland County. And they did say that we could go around and give additional kits to restaurants in particular. So I'll be distributing the remaining of those kits in the next week and a half. And then just recap to show you guys some of the folks. This is Carissa, who will be a new board member joining us. And this is Paula at her place of business. Just getting pictures of our business owners with the signs. We are also including our fire and police. And here's a nice picture of Leslie holding it. And we're working very, very closely with the church as well. New Hudson Methodist Church has a new pastor. His name is John Paycheck. If you haven't met him yet, he's worth talking to. He has got a lot of energy. He's very excited about the partnership with the DDA. They had a chicken dinner and they were hoping to maybe sell 50 meals. They sold over 100 meals. And they are, and they're also going to be doing a Halloween. It's called Holy Hallways, where folks can bring their kids and go through the front door of the church and then go and trick or treat to the different classrooms throughout the building and then exit out the back of the church. They're also holding a vendor event in November to highlight their commercial kitchen folks they have about 7 to 8 businesses that operate out of their commercial kitchen. And so they're going to hold an event during that time. And they are very interested in partnering with the DDA on doing some type of a tree lighting event. So the promotions committee is going to be working with them. Members of that church, including the pastor, are joining our promotions committee. So we're excited to be engaging with them. And they also named their front lawn. We talked about, utilizing that property because it's such a large parcel of land. And we met with the church, and one of the suggestions was, it's nice to reference the church, but wouldn't it be nice to give a name to your front lawn? And they came up with Inspiration Park. So any events or any special things that they're going to be holding there, they'll be promoting it as Meet Us at Inspiration Park in downtown Lyon Township / New Hudson. And it's at the New Hudson Church. So I just wanted to recognize Troy. Troy's been very, very helpful and instrumental in building some relationships with the folks there. And they were wonderful. They let us not only use the building to put together the 100 feather flags, but 3 of their folks at the church, including the pastor, helped Troy and I assemble all 100 of those flags. So they just are very excited about participating.
That's awesome.
Keeping it going. This is just some screenshots of this is our DDA Facebook page. And you can see we're actually getting this past week, we really have some positive numbers in regards to reaching and post engagement. Of course, Troy and I are still working on getting our likes up. Right now we have about 83 people who have liked the page. And then we have a little over 400 following. We're trying to get that up to 1,000. So we think this campaign will help that as well. And it's just we have a really strong face. I know not everyone's on Facebook, but we do have a really strong Facebook user population here in the township. And you can see as we've been posting pictures, folks will like the picture, share the picture. So those are just examples of that. And then of course, during this economic downturn, jobs are a big issue. A lot of companies are still looking for folks to fill positions, especially our retailers and restaurants. And so I've continued my work on the Line Works Job Opportunities Facebook page. And so how it works is when businesses like Feldman Automotive here, he's saying, hey, we have a job fair coming up and it's posted on their Facebook page. All I do is click share and share it to Lion Works. And again, you can see we're getting a lot of folks looking at this page now, wanting to interact with the page. It's just another tool to help our businesses by sharing their job opportunities. It's a plus for the business and a plus for the folks in our community who are looking for that information. And I always share information about Oakland County and also jobs that are available on Michigan's Talent Connect, because those jobs often are in our community as well. Oh, that's just my reminder page. Make sure I talked about the church. And I do want to make just a really special thank you to Troy. Troy, you have just been so helpful. I mean, Troy has offered his trucks. He had some of his employees come and help to pound all the steaks in. And it only cost us, dinner for the kids?
Yeah.
Just very, very, very helpful. And I just wanted to thank you for all of your assistance over the last couple of weeks.
You're welcome.
So that concludes my report. Unless anyone has any questions, I'm happy to answer those.
And that's just
That's good.
that is
Good job.
That's Inspiration Park, not Inspiration Point.
You watching submarine races or what?
By the way, I have my t-shirt on, and all of you, if you're interested, you can certainly go to that website that I just shared. It's on our website too, and place your orders for your shirts. Support for every t-shirt sold, $10 comes back for us to use for additional promotions.
Awesome. That's good stuff. We appreciate it.
Dina, you're the Energizer Bunny. I'll tell you that. You go
Yeah.
nonstop. I mean, you do such a great job, and you need to be told every time because you really, really do a great job. And
Don't get her head too big,
I
Trent.
appreciate it.
Thank you, Jen.
I actually agree with that. She was amazing doling out that money. I'm telling you, she researched everything. She did a great job though. She did way more work than I did to help me. She really did. We're very blessed to have her.
I think we ended up, just FYI too, it was around $240,000 that was distributed. And that does not include the current Oakland County grant that's open right now. So I've been working really hard to make sure that our businesses know that this grant not only is available, but they extended the deadline to September 14th. So any business with 50 or fewer employees can apply for a grant through Oakland County. They're approving the grants as they go. It's not something where they're going to do it all at one time. I think they're on round 5 of grant approvals. And it's just a great opportunity to help keep our businesses afloat during this time. They've been using the money to pay rent, to pay bills. They've used it for PPE material as well, for signage, for renting tents, whatever it is that they need to do to stay ahead of this COVID. The biggest challenge we face right now moving forward is winter. With the cold weather coming, a lot of our restaurants have been taking advantage of outdoor seating, and it has really helped them tremendously. And if the COVID numbers don't change or the governor doesn't relax some of these restrictions, we're now entering into the cold season. And Troy and I were talking with Draft Horse, and we talked about, how long they could keep the tents up, and are they snow rated, and do you put sides on them, and how do you heat them? And there's a lot of things that they're taking into consideration, and we're just trying to see what we can do to help.
Got to be frightening for a business. Think about that. I mean, it's got to be frightening, but yep.
So that concludes my report. If you want to move on to
Okay. Thank you. Let's move on to Economic Restructuring Committee with Mark.
Guys, I really hate to follow Tina on that, but I don't have anything new to report today.
That's okay. There's no way you could follow up that anyways. It would be impossible. So that's good. Promotion committee, Troy, if your head's shrunk down a little bit, maybe you can report.
Well, we have a promotions committee meeting this next Thursday. We have a pretty big agenda, so I'm not going to go through all of that, but we do have every September for City of South Lyon is the Scarecrow competition or contest. And that is going to be extended. Actually, it's going to be done in the City of South Lyon and the DDA, and we're going to offer to Lyon Township. So businesses can do a Scarecrow. And Tina's been working on that with Andrea and the city from the task force, but we're going to start promoting it and discussing it next week at the promotions committee. We're going to launch it next week to our business. So that's probably the biggest thing, along with, I think we put out 70 flags so far. We have like 30 left to do. And then we're also going to come back to the board with a proposal for a $4 million party for 2021, and then about a $2 million in 2021, 2022. So there'll be an easy way to spend that money, Patty. Trust me, we can have some nice big parties. So thank you so much for that great positive report, Patty, because the promotions committee knows how to spend it.
I'm gonna be watching you though.
Oh, you'll be watching
You
us.
get away with anything with me. No, 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 no.
Patty, a great deal of that party will start at the winery.
Oh, that'd be good. I'm for that.
So that's the extent of my report, really.
Okay, next is design and appearance with Robert Heidrich, and I have really nothing to report following that, but I'll be happy to help you spend the money, Troy. We can figure that out. We can design something around that.
We can design a nice party.
Do you think Robert could be the Santa this year? He's got to
Wait a second. I feel like I'm getting slighted here. Come on. I'm the fat guy
there
here.
we go.
I'm the fat guy here. Come on, I'm the jolly fat guy.
You have no beard.
Beard on, Tim.
I'm calorically challenged, however you want to put it, okay?
There's no one like you, Tim. There just isn't. Apple of my eye.
Thank you.
Organization, we're waiting for a committee chair, but that'll be happening soon. That's good. We don't want to scare the new recruits off with all these committees and everything right away, Tina, so we got to be careful.
Well, surprised that Carissa's already serving on the promotions committee, and she's a board member for Kite Festival as well, so she's pretty engaged.
Great.
Yeah.
John, how about a township project update?
Oh boy, do we have some, and Patty can help me on this one, but we have a couple great things. Last night on the board, we really passed some really great things. We passed a resurfacing of the bike trail from 11 Mile to Milford Road.
Yeah.
So that's going to get completely pummel and repaved the entire way. We also passed a very bad place on 10 Mile on the bike trail that has been deteriorating for years. I've been getting complaints about it since I've been here between Tanglewood and 10 Mile. And we passed to get that repaired, which is very cool. And then the biggest thing is we got approved the complete addition of a new township hall. It's going to end up with a full basement of about 4,700 square feet and a full upstairs of about 4,700 square feet and a total redo of the police station downstairs. So we just approved a $4 million addition to the township hall that is really going to start here probably this month still.
Yeah, a couple weeks.
Yeah. I mean, he's going to start moving the police into trailers, temporary trailers, and they are literally going to remove every wall and completely remodel the basement to a brand new police station, which is going to be amazing. And then we've got an amazing addition to our township hall that I believe everyone will be proud of. So
do they have an estimated completion date on that?
It's going to take about 300 days. Most estimations are going to take about 300 days to do this.
Okay, seems fair, yeah.
Yeah, so that's really exciting news, and I know Patty was happy, and Michelle and Tina and
The whole
everybody
staff
was
is
really excited.
excited. Yeah, we're all excited.
You know, I wish we could have brought, I don't know if you folks have had a chance to see the actual design. I probably should have brought that to you and let you seen how cool it is and how much extra room we're going to get out of it. I think it's going to be about 12 or maybe 13 new offices, a brand new kitchen area with a dining and a nice commercial atmosphere with the appliances. And it's just going to be top of the line.
John's office and our kitchen is going to go away. If you're familiar from the Township Hall, that's going to be a massive conference room. And it will segregate the rest of our offices, because right now we have people traipsing through our office to go to that large conference room in the back. And we can't have that anymore. It just can't have it. So this will be great. You'll come in through that door. You'll go in the conference room. The door will be there that you can't come into the township. We need it for security also.
Yeah.
So John's done a wonderful job getting us cameras and security that we've never had, and lighting and he's done so much for us. You guys have no idea. I mean, really, John's done an amazing job for the township.
Well, the cool thing is that we're going to take the office that I'm in now in the kitchen and make it into one, and then I'm going to move in the broom closet.
No, he's not. But no, it the design we think is really well, and we're thankful that the board gave us this opportunity, and they approved it, and especially for the police department. Our sheriff's department needed it so bad.
It is.
Kind of live in not the best spaces down there, and we're thrilled for them and they deserve it.
They
so
do.
it's good.
It's going to be amazing when you go when you walk into that police station. Everybody will be proud that we have a station like that, and it's just going to be really fun for a while. Now we have the election coming up, and we're going to be kind of tore up, so we've got to be careful how that all runs. But we'll get through that. We'll make sure that day is opened up, and just happy stuff. And you know, our sewers, our plants are all running great. Our water's running great. We have that new tank that I was telling you about online. It's getting approved by the DEQ, and we have the softening of the water in progress. So we've got a lot of things that we're juggling that are all great things that the township's going to be really, really happy about when finished. So
hard to get them all done yesterday, isn't it?
These are big projects. These are, I think, added them all up. We're about in the $22 million area. So
I don't think we've ever spent so much money. Like, we don't really spend money. So, but we're excited. Our staff is very excited, and we, with COVID, we need more room to separate people, and we need additional staff. I mean, we need it. We've grown so much, so it's very exciting times for all of us.
And I think by repaving these bike trails, that is going to make so many people happy. We get a lot of complaints about the bike trail deteriorating, and it's been there for a long time. And you know, take this step forward and get the first leg of this thing done. The massive part of it is pretty nice.
And John,
a lot of people from outside the area too.
Oh yeah,
those trails.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry, John. Didn't you say too that there's phases to the trail?
3 phases. I think is that right, Patty? We're going to do it in 3 phases, this is the first one, and then we're going to continue until it's all repaved completely through the township.
We applied for a brand new grant that was available for resurfacing trails. Unfortunately we didn't get it, so we're doing the first leg of it. Next year, we're going to apply for the same grant, resurfacing the second phase of our trail. I would believe maybe the board would consider, if we don't get it, we resurface that portion. And we thought if we did it in a 3-year segment, if we get lucky to get some of it paved, that would be a blessing. So I think that's smart. I mean, I think it's smart. 3 years.
Chunk.
Yeah.
This is a big chunk, a big first start.
It is.
So.
Good. Thank you. I appreciate it, John. Good updates. Okay, Chris, you got a lot to follow up on and give us a good planning report.
Well, I am also excited about the addition because if any of you have been to the back of Township Hall, I am working out of what can only be described as a fishbowl right now. There are windows on either side of me, and people often take advantage of that. So I'm excited. I don't have a lot for you tonight for planning. Last night, the Township Board approved the final version of Watermark. So that is good to go and has no more iterations to review. I don't know when Zot will be in. I heard Mark say that, but if they do come in soon, it could potentially be something that goes to the Planning Commission in late October or early November. So, but other than that, there are no items coming up that are in the DDA. But for those who like it at the Planning Commission in the beginning of October, they will reviewing a plan for a culver's on Pontiac Trail near 9 Mile. So hopefully it'll work out. So that's all I have for you tonight.
Okay, well, we certainly appreciate your attendance and participation. It's good update. It just is what it is when you have it, right? So that's good stuff. So there's been, nothing, item 12, nothing removed from the consent agenda or for discussion. So I'm probably looking for an adjournment, Tim.
I approve you adjourn the meeting of tonight.
Support.
Who said support? Sorry,
I did, John.
John. And then Rose, we need to do a roll call for the adjournment.
Right. Let me see. John Dolan.
Yes.
Robert.
Yes.
Tim.
You say Tim?
Yes, Tim.
Yes, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. I apologize.
That's okay. Troy.
I'd like you to keep going because I miss everybody.
Okay, Mark.
You need a haircut.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
Support.
And Mark, you said yes, right?
Yes.
Okay, got it.
All right.
Okay, the meeting's adjourned. Thank you.
Thanks to our special guest.
And thank
Yes,
you.
and minor.
I probably
Good
talked
job.
too much.
Thank you.
I love Rose,
Okay.
though. I love my Rose.
We have to have lunch one day.
Yes,
Okay.
really drink.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Night.
Take care.
Bye.
Take care.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming.